What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Ethan the Fence Man. Well, today we're Ethan the Fridge Mechanic. Unfortunately. You'll take So, like 2 days ago, on my way home, Missy calls and says that everything in the fridge is hot. It doesn't seem like the fridge is working. It keeps making funny noises, but it's not cooling. So I was like, oh, cool. I get to go home and figure that out. So I come home. I go to take that cover off the back of the fridge, and as it turns out, fridges are like appliances that need maintenance like all the rest of them. And when you're young and silly, you forget that this thing has condenser coils. You might be able to see them in there. See the condenser coils on the bottom? You need to clean the dust out of those every now and then. See the condenser coils? You got to clean those every now and then. I had forgotten that these things exist. And they had like a lot of dust down here, like you wouldn't even believe. And this front portion here, see, air needs to draw through there because there's this exhaust fan back here, and it's pulling air this way, sucking it through the front of the fridge, cooling off those condenser coils back there. And mine were real thick, crazy, super covered in dust and whatnot. So things started overheating when those things are caked up like that. They're not dispersing heat like they need to. See, the stuff gets pumped in here, it comes out, goes through those, gets cooled down, then it does all its magic through the different size pipes and whatnot when it gets colder and colder and whatnot. But if it comes out of here and those condensers are all stuffed with stuff and the air is not pulling across them, they're just getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And at some point we had a compressor start failure. So I had this is the new one I had. This is the original. This right here I learned from the internet and YouTube and whatnot. This is a compressor external overload protector, and this is a start capacitor attached to it. Well, this is an overload protector and a start relay, I think. Like overload protector, start relay, and this is a start capacitor attached to it all. And what this thing does is when the compressor needs to come on, this thing clicks and gives it the power, and this capacitor gives it the extra power to get the electric motor inside this thing fired up and spun off. So at some point, because my coils were real caked with dust and things with the system was overheating, we ended up with a start failure, so this thing wouldn't fire up, and every time this little guy clicked on, it would go click, click, and then that was it. Nothing else was happening. And every time it was going, the electricity was like getting sent inside the guy. And if you don't know how an electric motor works, there's a spinny bit and there's coils around it, and the coils get power and the spinny bit turns. But if the spinny bit doesn't turn and the coils keep putting power on it, things are just getting burnt. And that's what that noise was. So that it was getting power put to it, but for some reason the electric motor wouldn't turn. And it's got like a little piston deal in there, like an engine. There's a piston and a cylinder that runs up and down. I guess maybe that was seized or whatever. But I was thinking that since I took this off, and I heard on the internet a lot of times if you hear a click and nothing happens, that the relay is bad. So I mistook that as thinking that my relay was bad when really it wasn't. It did a click, then a click. It wasn't bad, the thing just wouldn't turn. But I went to Amazon and I got me a replacement compressor starter, relay, whatchamajiggy, overload protector, capacitor, all the jazz. And this is they're only like $11. But I got another one and I plugged this one in and for some reason it did like the exact same thing again. It didn't turn on. So I'm guessing maybe the little piston deal or whatever was froze. I read on the internets that to test this compressor, when I had everything unplugged, I had my multimeter over here. You see my little scratch mark? And I had scratched off the paint where I could get ground on the compressor, and I tested all 3 poles, and it said online if any one of the 3 poles has continuity with the outside of the compressor, that means the electric motor is ground out or short-circuited, and it's fried out. So I did that test and it didn't fail, so I was thinking that it would still work. But when I got the new, that's why I figured for sure that this thing was bad, but when I got this thing, it did the same thing again. I still had that problem. However, if you see this thing, this is a universal, that thing. This shows it. Doesn't even have like, yeah, there we go. This is a universal relay power start for 1/4 and 1/3 horsepower 120 volt compressors. And I got this off of Amazon. It was also like 11 or 12 bucks. And my thinking was I was buying this part to fix the fridge, and I was going to get this part that way if this fridge had this failure happen again, or I had it with another fridge, this is a universal thing you could whip out of the toolbox and throw in there and have your compressor running again, and your food won't go bad like ours did. Oops. But for some reason, as it turns out, my original replacement part, we still had the same problem. I'm guessing the motor was seized maybe. But when I hooked up the universal start relay power start whatever, when I hooked that up to it and plugged the fridge back in, it fired right up like nothing was wrong. It turned right on, didn't make any funny noise, and it's been going since. And it's still just a humming along. Blowing cold air inside the box even. That's cool. So my thinking there, why this thing didn't work but this did, I'm guessing maybe because I had an overheated system from me not maintaining my friggin' coils. If you're watching this video right now, go ahead and pause the video, go to your kitchen, take the little grate up from the bottom of your fridge that you've probably never taken off before, and clean your condenser coils out, because your fridge is going to break too if you don't do that regularly. You're supposed to, like, every month, every few weeks, you know, get under there with the vacuum. Yeah, I didn't do it in like 3 years. So make sure you do that. Really, really good tip, because it only cost me, I got lucky here. I only bought, you know, $11 that, $12 this. Haha, this thing kicked back on, everything's working. I think I got lucky. I'm pretty sure that that motor kind of froze up, and I think I got really close to like frying that compressor. So yeah, really super good, helpful piece of advice. As dumb as it sounds, if you're not familiar with like I wasn't, if you're not familiar with cleaning those coils on your fridge, get familiar with it, because it's not good. If you're young and silly like me and you haven't had a refrigerator for too many years, you need to get on that, because it's a real cleaning the dust off of those things and making sure this air can keep flowing through there, save you from having to do all this. And if I had fried this compressor, another compressor is like 200 bucks. And you gotta cut all these copper lines full of Freon and capture the old Freon and put new Freon in the system, and you gotta be a little more hardcore AC mechanic to fix that. So if you gotta pay somebody else, yeah, that might be like hundreds and hundreds of dollars possibly for them to fix that. But yeah, that's what could happen if you don't clean your condenser coils. Clean your condenser coils! Another thing is those things get dirty over time. Before you have any problems with the fridge not working, it'll steadily be using more and more power, they said online that the more obstructions there is to those coils, getting air blown through them and them doing their job of, like, you know, getting rid of that heat, the more times that this compressor has to kick on throughout the day, and the more times your power bill goes up. Yeah, helpful advice. Well, I guess that about wraps up where we are here. Get you another good look at it all. Ooh. And these two wires are just stuck in there to see if it worked, and it worked, so I haven't shut it off yet. But I'll be cutting that out of there, and we'll splice those together and get it all heat shrinked and set up to last for a long time. We're leaving a little bit of meat on our wires on this thing just in case we ever need it in the future, even though I don't think we will. And it'll probably just live in the case here. Alright, now we're getting ready to more permanently wire our universal start machine in. Now this thing comes with these wire nuts, and see the you know, you got the terminals that plug into the compressor, and then you got these two wires I just had just stuck into the connector we took off. I reckon it probably would be fine just to use these wire nuts to twist these wires together, and I'm probably just like overkilling it here, but I'm gonna go ahead, since I have the stuff, I'd like to solder those wires together and use this heat shrink on it, just cause you'll probably don't need to do this, but I'd really like the fridge to keep working for as long as possible, so I might as well. If you choose to go the extra mile and do the heat shrink and solder and all, make sure you put your heat shrink tube on before you go putting wires together. One here, one on there, because you're making two connections. And then over here, if you're paying attention when I cut the wires, these two stay together on one side and that one goes to the other side. So we'll come over here and work on getting them twisted together just so. Now we're a lot more securely connected. I think that'll work there. Got it kind of laid over to the side, away from the condensate pan, so it won't end up sitting in water. Now for this part. Hopefully it still works, right? What a beautiful noise. If you guys don't know how beautiful that noise is, you just don't appreciate it enough yet. Your air conditioner didn't break yet. And there you go. Hi, Muffin. You gotta be in the video too, right? Hey, Muffin. Well, thanks for watching. I guess this wraps up the end of our little appliance mechanicking video. Make sure you keep your condenser coils clean on your refrigerators and whatnot. And if there's any real appliance mechanics out there, make sure you comment all down below everything I did all wrong, or if my wiring job was super overkill and I'm just silly and stuff. I'd love to know. But thank you guys for watching. Sure, I'm glad the refrigerator works. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.